And a very good morning to all my dear students. How are you? Now, today in lesson number 4 in science, that is your heat, we will start activity 4.2, which is on page number 36. Earlier in the activity, we had done an experiment to know what is heat. This lesson is all about heat and transferring of heat from one object to another. How does the heat transfer from one object to another? Which are the things that transfer the heat from one object to another? What are the ways of transferring the heat from one object to another? Who all are the good conductors? That means the ones which help in transferring the heat are called as the good conductors, and ones which don't transfer are called as the bad conductors. I gave you the example of wool in the beginning only, that when we wear the sweaters or the woolen clothes in the winter, we feel hot because the heat generated by the wool does not transfer into the atmosphere, so we feel hot when we wear the sweaters in the winters. Same way, there was a small activity in the that we had to do, so that we can see that how reliable our senses of touch are when we put our hands, one in the cold water, other in the hot water, and third is your mixed water, which was neither hot nor cold. That means hot and cold water mixed together in this sea tub. So what did you experience? So what did you experience was that now when you dip your hand in the left hand in mark A and the right hand in mark B, and you keep the hands for 2 to 3 minutes. What will you fold? Both simultaneously the hands are then you take out the hands from A and B, and then put both the hands together in the tub C, or the third one, where the water was mixed, hot and cold water was mixed. So what did you found? There was some confusion, that you were not able to decide whether the water was hot or cold. The reason was that when you put the hand in the cold water, one of the hands in the cold water, then you will feel, when you will put the hand in the sea tub, then what will you feel? That hand will still feel cold because of the effect of the water that still remains in your hand. Same way, if you put your hand in the warm water and then you put that hand in the mixed water, again your hand will feel warm because of the effect of that warm water. So our senses are sometimes not too much reliable. So what is that is more reliable? That is the temperature. How to measure the temperature? That is with the help of a thermometer. Now thermometers are of two types. One is the laboratory thermometer and other is the clinical thermometer. Now this is one of the old clinical thermometers that were available in the olden days. We were used it might be there with some of the people, but normally now these are not easily available. But this is the clinical thermometer that was normally used in the olden days to measure the temperature of our body. Now here you can see this is a silver lining which is made up of mercury, and this is the bulb. This is also made up of mercury. This whole thermometer is made up of glass, and then there are the markings on this thermometer. Now you can see the markings are shown here between see, as in the scales we have the markings, the same markings are here also. Between two numbers you can see 1, 2, 3 and 5 points are there, 37 and 36 and 37. So you can see certain two big marks, and in between the two big marks are the 5 small marks. So this is the scale that is on the thermometer. With the help of this scale only we measure the temperature. So you have to put this bulb under your tongue to measure your body temperature. As your body temperature rises, the silver lining shows the temperature. It moves and it stops, where after 1 minute you can get your body temperature exactly. It stops at a point when it attains the temperature of your body. So that is the temperature of your body. So the silver lining will tell you the temperature. But nowadays the clinical thermometer has come in more simpler form, which is the digital thermometer. This is the digital thermometer. As you can see, well, when I'll press it, you can see certain numbers you can see here. This part of this is the bulb of this thermometer, which you have to put under your tongue to know the temperature. And as the temperature is attained in this, you can hear a small ring in this, like this. You can hear this. So you will get that time. That means the temperature is measured. Now I'll press, so it will close, and in this you can see directly the temperature will come in the numbers. In the figures you can see the temperature. It's if whatever is the temperature, if it is 100 degrees, it will show here 100 degree and centigrade. So degree centigrade, that is the unit of the temperature. Now temperatures are always measured in two units. One is your degree centigrade and other is your Fahrenheit, degree Fahrenheit. So in this it will show the either it can show Fahrenheit and degree both. It can show either it shows Fahrenheit or it shows degree centigrade also. So anyway, there are many types of these digital thermometers available in the market nowadays, and it is very easy. Even you can also measure the temperature of your body, because directly you can see the temperature here. So this was a little bit tricky and the dangerous one also, because if you press this bulb, this is made up of mercury, this breaks and the mercury falls. So now the easy version of the clinical thermometer has come. Right now I don't have the laboratory thermometer, the other one which is used in the laboratories to measure the temperatures of the liquids there. So today we will start with activity 4.2, reading a thermometer. How can we read the thermometer, or how can we take the readings from the thermometer? Let us learn how to read a thermometer. First, note the temperature difference indicated between the two bigger marks. Also note down the number of divisions shown by smaller marks between these marks. Suppose the bigger marks read 1 degree and there are 5 divisions between them, then one small division can be read as 1 upon 5, or that is equal to 0.2 degrees centigrade. The thermometer, that means first you have to see the difference indicated between the two bigger marks. Now these are the two bigger marks. You can see this is shown here. This is a small scale that is shown here. Here it is written 36 degrees and here it is written 37 degrees. These two are the bigger marks. In between these two bigger numbers are the smaller 5 divisions. So these two are the bigger marks. In between are the small 5 divisions. Now each division is read as 1 upon 5. 1/5 part between these two degrees. So it is read as 1 upon 5, and that counts to 0.2 degrees centigrade. So each one small mark, the measurement of each one small mark in the thermometer is 0.2 degrees centigrade. As we have in the scale, there are two numbers. Between two numbers, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then one big number is there. Big line is there. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that big line between indicates 0.5. But here between the two numbers are the small 5 divisions are made. And one division is equal to, that is 0.2 degrees centigrade. Now how to use the thermometer? Wash the thermometer preferably with an antiseptic solution. Hold it firmly and give it a few jerks. The jerks will bring down the level of mercury down. Ensure that it falls below 35 degrees. Now place the bulb of the thermometer under your tongue. Now when we were using this type of thermometer, this old thermometer, that time we have to see that the temperature of this thermometer should go below 35 degrees. Then only you should start measuring the temp of your temperature. And before you use that, you should properly wash it with water and the antiseptic solution like Savlon or Dettol, so that if somebody else uses the might have used the thermometer, because you have to put it in your mouth, so that infection of the other person does not affect you, or that the infection does not go into your body also if you use the thermometer used by some other person. So always make sure that when you use thermometer, whether this digital thermometer is there, whether this digital thermometer is there or this type of thermometer is there, always wash it properly with water and the antiseptic solutions like Dettol or Savlon. Now if the temperature, you have measured, once you have measured the temperature and you have kept it like that, then next time when you want to measure the temperature, you have to bring down the temperature, and make sure that when you how to bring down the temperature, you have to give few jerks like this. How you are going to do the jerks? Like this. This is the way you give the jerks to the thermometer, so that the temperature of this thermometer, in this thermometer is no need of giving the jerk, because once you close this button, the temperature automatically becomes 0. But in this type of thermometer you have to, it was necessary to give the jerks. इसको ऐसे झटका देके जो है उसका temperature नीचे लाते हैं. तो below, it should come below 35 degrees. Then only you have to put this thermometer under your tongue. After 1 minute, take the thermometer out and note the reading. This is your body temperature. The temperature should always be stated with its unit degree centigrade. What did you record as your body temperature? The normal temperature of human body is 37 degrees centigrade. Note that the temperature is stated with its unit. Always when you are stating the temperature of your body, of your anybody's body, when you are stating the temperature, always write the degree unit. You have to write that is degree centigrade if you are measured in degree centigrade. Otherwise write degree Fahrenheit if that thermometer shows the temperature in degree Fahrenheit, but don't forget to put the unit. It is very important. Without unit, your temperature is 0. So 37 degree centigrade is the normal temperature of our human body. That means इतना temperature तो हमारे body का होता ही है. Even if we are normal, we don't have any disease or we don't have fever, then too our body has 37 degrees centigrade our temperature is. If it is falls below this or it goes up, then we should think that we have some problem in our body. Now this is the active. You can see this girl is looking at the old thermometer that where the silver lining stops, and where that silver lining stops, that line also is made up of mercury. So where it stops, that is your body temperature. Now here's the activity. Measure the body temperature of some of your friends, at least 10, with a, you can see this table name and temperature you have to write. Clinical thermometer. Record your observations in table 4.2. You have to make it this. So next is the, if the body temperature of every person 37 degrees centigrade, that even you will do, if you don't find your friends, at least you can do one thing. If you have this type of thermometer also at home, if you have got this type of thermometer at home, you can at least check the temperature of your mummy, papa, your brother, sister, whoever is there, and just see whether you are able to read this thermometer or not. Try doing that, dear children. It is very important. Now you are in 7th standard. You should know how to measure the temperature of your body. Now, the temperature of every person may not be 37 degrees centigrade. It could be slightly higher or slightly lower. Actually, what we call normal temperature is the average body temperature of large number of healthy persons. Now, it is said that it is 37 degrees centigrade should be the body temperature. But sometimes it depends upon your body also, that whether sometimes it can be less also and sometimes it can be more also. It is taken on the average that normally all the people have 37 degrees centigrade at by and large. So ज़्यादातर लोगों का टेम्परेचर जो होता है नॉर्मल वो 37 डिग्रीज होता है, इसलिए ऐसा कहा जाता है. बट देयर कैन बी सम एक्सेप्शंस ऑल्सो वेयर द बॉडी टेम्परेचर कैन बी हाई ऑल्सो एंड समवेयर इट कैन बी समवॉट लो ऑल्सो. The clinical thermometer is designed to measure the temperature of human body only. The temperature of human body normally does not go below 35 degrees or above 42 degrees. That is the reason that this thermometer has a range of 35 to 42 degrees only. Now, what is the range of the clinical thermometer that was earlier that we saw? This thermometer, the range of this thermometer which it can measure the temperature is between 35 degrees to 42 degrees. That means normally the temperature of human body does not go below 35 degrees and it does not go high also above 42 degrees normally. It does not happen. That is why the thermometer is designed to measure the temperature between 35 to 42 degrees centigrade only. Before we move on page number 37, you can see the precautions to be observed while using a clinical thermometer. So what all precautions we need to take while we use the clinical thermometer? Thermometer should be washed before and after use, preferably with an antiseptic solution. As I told you that it should either be washed with water and then after with Savlon or Dettol or any other antiseptic solution that is available with you, so that the infections don't transfer from one person to another. Ensure that before use the mercury level is below 35 degrees. That means the mercury level should not be high, otherwise you will get a higher temperature of your body than it is. That means you will not get the correct reading if your mercury level is not below 35 degrees. We are talking about this type of thermometer in which you have to bring down the temperature. Then third one, read the thermometer keeping the level of mercury along line of sight as shown, see in the 4.3. This is the way you have to, when you are putting the thermometer, want to take the readings of the thermometer, always you should put your thermometer in the level of your eyes, so that you can easily see the mercury line where it stops and you can read the temperature. Then handle the thermometer with care. If it hits against some hard objects, it can break. Because it is made out of glass, you have to handle it very carefully. And don't hold the thermometer by the bulb while reading it, because that is the place from which you get the temperature. So if you hold it from the bulb side, then your body temperature will also be added in the thermometer, and then the exact reading of the person whom you are taking the measuring the temperature will not come. So hold it from the end of the thermometer. From this end you have to hold the thermometer. From this end you have to hold the thermometer while you are taking the reading. Don't never hold the thermometer from the bulb side. So these are few of the precautions that you need to take while measuring the temperature. Now moving on to page number 38 now. So we have learned that the clinical thermometer's range was between 35 to 42 degrees centigrade. Now Bujo gets a naughty idea. He wants to measure the temperature of hot milk using a clinical thermometer. Paheli stopped him to do that. Now, with the help of the clinical thermometer, you cannot measure the temperature of any liquids. For that, you need a laboratory thermometer. Now, here you can see this is the laboratory thermometer. Laboratory thermometer is a little bit longer compared to the clinical thermometer. It is quite long and nearly double the size of the clinical thermometer. This is your laboratory thermometer. Now, caution, do not use a clinical thermometer for measuring the temperature of any object other than human body. Also, avoid keeping the thermometer in the sun or near the flame. It may break. So, you have to keep the clinical thermometer in the cold place or cool place. Don't keep it under the sun or where direct sunlight is coming inside or near the flame. It may break because it is made of glass. So, when it will become hot, and when mercury also becomes hot, it breaks. It flows out, so it will burst out. So don't keep thermometers at such a place where either the direct sunlight is there or near the flame. Now, laboratory thermometer. Next comes your laboratory thermometer. We already studied about the clinical thermometer. Second is the laboratory thermometer that we use in the labs. How do we measure the temperature of other objects? For this purpose, there are other thermometers. One such thermometer is known as the laboratory thermometer. The teacher will show you this thermometer. Look at it carefully and note the highest and the lowest temperature it can measure. Now this is the laboratory thermometer, as I told you that this is the picture of it. Now you have to note the range of the thermometer. What is the meaning of the range of the thermometer? It means that how high it can measure the temperature and what lowest temperature it can measure. From the lowest range to the highest level of the measurement of thermometer, that is the range. In between is the range of the thermometer. मतलब कितना गर्म वो measure कर सकता है और कितना ठंडा वो temperature measure कर सकता है. That is the range of a thermometer. Now, the range of a laboratory thermometer is generally from minus 10 degrees centigrade to 110 degrees as given in the figure 4.4. This is as given here. Here also you can see a small bulb is there. This is put in the liquid to measure the temperature. This is also made out of mercury only. Now, as we read that the range of this thermometer is minus 10 degrees. You know what is the meaning of minus 10 degrees? That means below 0 degrees. Your 0 degree, as you know, is the freezing point of water. And after 0 degree, that means as you go down from 0 degree, that will be minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. That way the temperature is counted, or we measure the temperature. So the range of this is from minus 10 degrees to 110 degrees. So minus 10 डिग्री से 0 तक आएगा और 0 के बाद ऊपर जो है 10, 20, 30, 40 डिग्रीज मेजर होता है एंड इट मेजर्स अप टू 110 डिग्रीज. 100 degree is the boiling point of water. That means when water starts boiling, the temperature at that time of the water is 100 degrees centigrade. And when the water freezes into ice, that time the temperature of the water is 0 degrees, so it freezes. So these are some of the fixed temperatures for all the liquids. The boiling point and the freezing point are not same. All the liquids have their own boiling and the freezing points. Now also, as you did in the case of the clinical thermometer, find out how much a small deviation on this thermometer reads. You would need this information to read the thermometer correctly. Now let us learn how this thermometer is used. Now we will also learn how to use this thermometer, and first we'll find the markings or the scale that is given on this thermometer. What type of scales are given in this thermometer and how to read it. Take some tap water in a beaker or a mug. Dip the thermometer in water so that the pulp is immersed in water but does not touch the bottom or the sides of the container. Now what you have to do is now we'll learn how to take the reading. So what you have to do is take the normal tap water and put this thermometer in that, but you have to put this thermometer in such a way that bulb get immersed. This bulb gets dipped in the water completely, but it does not touch any of the sides or the bottom of the container. That means जब आप इस थर्मामीटर को पानी के अंदर रखें कोई भी वेसल के अंदर, तो वो वेसल्स का साइड या वेसल का जो नीचे जो तली होती है उसमें इसको टच नहीं करना चाहिए. होल्ड द थर्मामीटर वर्टिकली. बिल्कुल ऐसे ऐसे जो है थर्मामीटर को हमको इस तरीके से पानी में ऐसे डिप करना है. दिस इज द वे यू हैव टू डिप द थर्मामीटर इनटू एनी लिक्विड. Observe the movement of mercury in the thermometer. Wait till the mercury threads become steady. Now what here also you can see, this is, as I told you, this is made of mercury. Here also the temperature is shown by the mercury thread. एक सिल्वर लाइनिंग ऑफ मर्क्यूरी इसके अंदर भी होती है जो कि अप डाउन मूव करती है. जब जो भी स्टेबल हो जाती है, जब मर्क्यूरी का जो थ्रेड है, द मर्क्यूरी लाइनिंग व्हेन इट बिकम स्टेबल, सो दैट इज द टेम्परेचर ऑफ दैट लिक्विड. सो तब तक हमको वेट करना है जब तक कि वो जो मर्क्यूरी थ्रेड जो है वो स्टेडी या स्टेबल होता है. Now note the readings. This is the temperature of water at that time. जो रीडिंग उस वक्त आएगा, यू कैन सी दिस इज द बीकर. यू हैव टू होल्ड दिस थर्मामीटर लाइक दिस, और ऐसे पानी के अंदर देखिए आप नीचे थोड़ी सी यू कैन सी लिटिल बिट ऑफ स्पेस बिटवीन द बल्ब एंड द बॉटम ऑफ दिस बीकर. सो दिस वे यू हैव टू होल्ड इट. अदरवाइज क्या होगा कि अगर बीकर को टच करेगा तो ये बीकर का जो टेम्परेचर है पानी के साथ साथ वो भी इसमें ऐड होगा. सो डोंट टच, बल्ब शुड नॉट टच द बीकर. इट शुड ओनली be dipped in water only, and the bulb should be completely immersed or dipped in the water. तो ये उस वक्त जो रीडिंग आएगा पानी का, दैट विल बी द टेम्परेचर ऑफ द वाटर एट दैट टाइम. उस वक्त वो पानी का टेम्परेचर है. नाउ द हियर ऑल्सो, in addition to the precautions to be taken while reading a clinical thermometer, the clinical and the laboratory thermometer, जैसे हम प्रिकॉशंस लेते हैं लेबोरेटरी थर्मामीटर के लिए, तो व्हाट प्रिकॉशंस वी शुड टेक फॉर द फॉर क्लिनिकल थर्मामीटर, देयर आर सम प्रिकॉशंस टू बी टेकन फॉर द लेबोरेटरी थर्मामीटर्स ऑल्सो. दैट लेबोरेटरी थर्मामीटर शुड बी केप्ट अपराइट एंड नॉट टिल्टेड. दैट मीन्स इट शुड बी केप्ट स्ट्रेट ओनली. उसको हम ऐसा तिरछा डायगनली नहीं रख सकते, उसको हमेशा इसी तरीके से आपको रखना है. ऐसा सोता हुआ इस तरीके से और किसी भी तरीके से नहीं रख सकते, उसको ऐसे सीधा ही रखना है सबसे पहले. तो the first important thing. Then a bulb should be surrounded from all the sides by the substance of which the temperature is to be measured. So when you are putting it in the liquid, for the substance for which you have to take the temperature, it should be completely dipped in that. चारों तरफ से जो उसका bulb है, this bulb of the thermometer should be completely dipped in that. The bulb should not touch the surface of the vessel or the container. और ये bulb जो है वो इसके जो नीचे जो है कंटेनर का बॉटम है उसको टच नहीं करना चाहिए. Now compare the temperature of water recorded by each student in the class. Now there can be the variations when you are measuring the temperature. So after some times after half an hour only, every half an hour if you measure the temperature of the water, you will find a little bit of variation according to the variation in the atmosphere. जैसे हम सिंपल टैप वाटर लेते हैं, उसका मैं एग्जांपल अभी आपको इसलिए दे रही हूँ क्योंकि अगर आप टैप वाटर लेते हैं, अभी आप सुबह मेजर करिए टैप वाटर को, उसका टेम्परेचर कुछ और आएगा. इन द आफ्टरनून व्हेन यू विल टेक द मेजरमेंट of the tap water temperature, you will see it will be totally different. And again in the evening or at night you will see a little bit. In the morning and in the evening or at night you will see the temperature will get lowered compared to the afternoon, because that time the atmosphere is little bit hot. जब गर्मी होती है तो दोपहर को पानी कैसा गर्म हो जाता है, इसलिए तब जो है वो नॉर्मल टैप वाटर का टेम्परेचर भी थोड़ा हाई आएगा compared to morning and evening. So there can be the variations in the temperature of normal tap water also according to the variation in the atmosphere. But other substances, when you are measuring, then there can be variation, there cannot be also, because it depends upon how you are measuring. You are measuring at room temperature, so what is the temperature of the room, or which place you are measuring, whether it's a cold place, it is a hot place, or when you are heating and then you are measuring the temperature. So many factors are there which varies the temperature of a substance. Now moving on to activity 4.5. Now take some hot water in a beaker or mug, dip the thermometer in water, wait till the mercury thread becomes steady and note the temperature. Now take out the thermometer from water, observe carefully what happens now. Now here there's another way to observe the, see the variation when you take the hot water. Take some hot water in a beaker or a mug and then dip the thermometer. Now see till the mercury thread becomes steady, then note the temperature, what temperature comes. Now take out the thermometer from the water. Now observe carefully what happens. Do you notice that as soon as you take out the thermometer of the water, the level of the mercury begins to fall. Now when you had put the thermometer in the hot water, that time the mercury level was high. That means the thread of the mercury was showing a higher temperature. But as soon as you remove the thermometer out of the hot water and you had taken into the air or the normal room temperature, the mercury starts falling. That means the temperature of the thermometer starts getting lowered. This means that the temperature must be read while the thermometer is in water. To find the actual temperature of the hot water, when you don't have to remove the thermometer from the water and then see, you should take the reading when that thermometer is in water itself. That means if you want to take the temperature of the hot water, then you have to keep it dipping in the water till the mercury thread becomes steady, and that time only you note the temperature. And you need not to take out the thermometer out of the water to read the temperature, because once you will take out the thermometer out of the water, the mercury will start dipping. That means the temperature of that will fall, so you will not get the actual temperature of the water. इसलिए कोई भी सब्सटेंस जिसका कि हमको गर्म या ठंडा, जिसका भी हमको मेजरमेंट टेम्परेचर मेजर करना है, उसको थर्मामीटर को उसके अंदर रख के जब वो मर्क्यूरी स्टेडी हो जाता है तभी आप उसको मेजर करिए और उसके बाद उस लिक्विड में से वो थर्मामीटर को रिमूव करिए. This means the temperature must be read while the thermometer is in water. You may recall that while taking your own body temperature, you have to take the thermometer out of your mouth to note the reading. Can you then use the laboratory thermometer to measure your body temperature? Obviously, it is not convenient to use the laboratory thermometer for this purpose. Now when we are measuring our temperature, then that time we remove the thermometer from our mouth and then we see the temperature. So can we use the laboratory thermometer in that case? No, we cannot use laboratory thermometer in place of clinical thermometer. Is the body temperature of Why does the mercury does not fall or rise in the clinical thermometer when taken out of the mouth? Observe a clinical thermometer again. Do you see a kink near the bulb? Now, when you see why the temperature does not fall in a clinical thermometer, there is a good reason for that, and it has been made in such a way that the mercury does not fall. For there, it provided a small kink. This is called as the kink. ये जो छोटा सा कांच का आपको दिखता है ना, इसको kink बोलते हैं, which does not allow the mercury to fall down as you remove the thermometer from your mouth. This is very close to the bulb. तो जैसे ही आप मुंह से ये बल्ब को निकालते हैं, थर्मामीटर रिमूव करते हैं, तो ये किंक है वो जो है वो टेम्परेचर को होल्ड करता है, दैट मर्क्यूरी को होल्ड करता है. व्हाट इज द यूज ऑफ द किंक? इट प्रिवेंट्स मर्क्यूरी फ्रॉम फॉलिंग ऑन इट्स ओन. तो ये जो किंक की वजह से क्या होता है, जहाँ पर भी आपका टेम्परेचर होता है वहाँ वो स्टेडी हो जाता है और मर्क्यूरी का थ्रेड जो है और द मर्क्यूरी डज नॉट फॉल ऑन इट्स ओन. Now, a clinical thermometer has a kink in it. This is the kink. This is called as the kink. I have made a circle so that you can see that. And my dear children, if you have this type of thermometer at home, please observe it very carefully. जस्ट इसको ध्यान से देखिए कि क्या क्या चीज़ें हैं जो मैंने बताई हैं वो आपको दिखती हैं या नहीं दिखती है. एंड लेट मी टेल ऑल्सो. There is a lot of concern over the use of mercury in thermometers. Mercury is a toxic substance and is very difficult to dispose of if a thermometer breaks. These days digital thermometers are available which do not use the mercury. अभी क्या हो गया है कि जब मैंने आपको डिजिटल थर्मामीटर दिखाया जो कि ऐसा हो गया है जो मरकरी यूज़ नहीं करता है, और आजकल क्योंकि मरकरी का यूज़ की वजह से बहुत सारे जो हैं कंसर्न है, क्योंकि मर्क्यूरी टॉक्सिक होता है उसका, सो इट इज़ वेरी हार्मफुल ऑल्सो, एंड वंस इट ब्रेक्स और इट फॉल्स डाउन इट इज़ वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू डिस्पोज ऑफ ऑल्सो. So nowadays these type of thermometers are used, and the reading from to take the reading from this is also very very easy. Now next topic very important is the transfer of heat. अभी तक हमने हीट के बारे में पढ़ा कि हीट कैसे जनरेट होती है और उसको कैसे मेजर किया जाता है. व्हाट इज द यूनिट टू मेजर द हीट, दैट इज योर डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड ऑफ फ़ारेनहाइट, एंड व्हाट इज द इंस्ट्रूमेंट to measure the heat, that is your thermometers. Two types of thermometers, clinical and laboratory thermometers. Now how do the heat transfer from one object to another? तो this is very important part of this lesson, so आप ध्यान से पढ़िएगा भी और समझिएगा भी. Please watch the videos also when I am explaining, because this is very important part of this lesson, transfer of heat. How do the transfer of heat takes place from one object to another object? Now next we come to 4.4, transfer of heat. This is a very important topic, so you all should read it in the textbook also and carefully listen to what I am explaining. Now how does the transfer of heat takes place from one object to another? Without the transfer of heat the object won't get heated, but how does it take place? There are different methods of transfer of heat. Today we'll study the first method of transfer of heat, that is the conduction. Now supposing it's an example I'm giving you. Supposing you want to boil a water, you take a pan. That pan is at room temperature. You fill the tap water. The tap water is also at the room temperature. Now you put it on the flame. So after sometimes you will see that the vessel starts getting heated. So how does that vessel starts getting heated? Then after the vessel gets heated, then the water inside that vessel also starts getting heated slowly, and after some time it starts boiling if it is continuously kept on a flame for some time. So the flame, the heat of the flame is now goes into that vessel first, and from that vessel the heat of that vessel then goes into the water, which makes the water boil. That means from flame to vessel and from vessel to the water the heat is getting transmitted. Now the water is also cold, first the pan is also cold as compared to the flame. The temperature of flame is more as compared to the temperature of that vessel and the water which is kept in that vessel. So what we understand is that the heat flows from the hotter things to the colder things. That means गर्म से ठंडे की ओर जो है heat का transfer होता है. अब after some time that water starts boiling, if you remove that pan from the flame and keep it for some time, then slowly what you will feel that after some times that pan starts cooling down. That means the hotness of that vessel and the water inside that vessel also starts cooling. That means the heat now is moving from the vessel into the atmosphere. The temperature of the atmosphere is lower than the temperature of that vessel, so heat is being transferred from the water to vessel to the atmosphere. So now this from this we can make out that the heat flows from a hotter object to the colder object. Now here's the example given, we'll read it out. You might have observed that a frying pan becomes hot when it's kept on a flame. It is because that the heat passes from the flame to the utensil. When the pan is removed from the fire, it slowly cools down. Why does it cool down? The heat is transferred from the pan to the surroundings. So you can understand that in both cases, the heat flows from the hotter object to a colder object. In fact, in all the cases, it happens that heat flows from a hotter object to a colder object. हमेशा गर्म से ठंडे की तरफ heat जो है वो flow करती है. अब पहेली asks, does it mean that the heat will not be transferred if the temperature of both the objects is same? Obviously, the heat transfer of heat will not take place. Now, how does the heat flow? Let us investigate. So, activity 4.6 is a small experiment to show that how the transfer of heat takes place from the hotter towards the colder object or the colder side. It can also happen that one object is there only, and the one end of the that object is hot and the other end of the object is cold. So the heat will also flow from that hot object towards to the cold end of that object. Now we'll read this activity 4.6. Take a rod or a flat strip of metal, say of aluminium or iron. Fix a few small wax pieces on the rod. These pieces should be nearly at equal distance. Clamp the rod to a stand. If you do not have, fix it up into the bricks. Then put it one end of the rod into the bricks. Now heat the other end of the rod and observe. What happens to the wax pieces? Do these pieces begin to fall? Which piece falls first? Do you think what is the heat? That heat is transferred from from the end nearest to the flame to the other end. The process by which the heat is transferred from the hotter end to the colder end of an object is known as the conduction. So how this is an experiment. You can see this figure is also given here. This is our iron or an aluminium rod. You have to take one rod, you have to take one candle. Then in this rod you have to fix at equal distance, you have to fix some wax pieces. Now you have to put it in a clamp so that it doesn't move, or if the clamp is not available, you have to fix it between the two bricks so that it doesn't move and it will get a support also. So after some times, when you will light this candle, the heat of this candle will start heating this aluminium or the iron rod. तो कुछ समय बाद क्या होगा, ये रॉड जो है वो फ्लेम की वजह से थोड़ा थोड़ा गर्म होना शुरू करेगी. जैसे जैसे यहाँ पे टेम्परेचर बढ़ता जाएगा वैसे ही वो जो हीट जो है वो यहाँ से धीरे धीरे कोल्डर रीजन, बिकॉज द अदर एंड ऑफ द हॉट रॉड इज टोटली कोल्ड. So slowly it will start, the heat will start flowing from this end to the other end, slowly to the into the rod to the other end. लेकिन जैसे जैसे ये रॉड में हीट जो है जाती जाएगी वैसे वैसे जो वैक्स पीसेस है वो slowly it will start melting because of the heat that is transferred from this end to the this part of the rod. तो सबसे पहले क्या होगा, the first piece which is very close to the flame will get melted first. Then after this piece gets melted, the heat will transfer slowly to the other part, starts moving to the other part. Then the second piece will melt. After this it will move a little bit more than third, fourth and fifth till the heat gets totally transferred to the other end of the rod. So धीमे धीमे जब तक हम इसको फ्लेम में रखेंगे तब तक धीमे धीमे ऐसे हीट जो ट्रांसफर होती रहेगी, but it will take some time. If you remove the hot rod from the flame, so after some times it will start cooling, so that heat of the rod will now be transferred into the atmosphere. अभी तो जो candle का जो heat है, जो flame है, that is transferred to the rod. But when we will keep the rod as it is and remove the flame, then what will happen, this hotness of the rod will now be transferred to the atmosphere and slowly it will start cooling. So this process of transfer of heat is called as the conduction. That means transferring of heat from the hotter end of an object to the colder end of an object is known as the conduction. Now in solids generally heat is transferred by this process of conduction only. So in all the solid substances, like it is rod, if it is a vessel, whatever the solid substances there, the heat is transferred by the process of conduction only.